Well guys, here we are again. Good morning. It is morning actually. Now, I think I've got a problem. I know I said I think I've got a problem. I'm not 100% sure, but they all just seem to be hanging around up the other end for some reason. They just seem to be sat there, especially Chunky. They're not themselves, they're usually quite lively, shooting about. And yesterday they didn't eat as much as they usually do, so something's wrong. Now this morning I've done a water test. I've got no ammonia, no nitrite, and my nitrate is the lowest it's ever been. My KH is 6. I didn't do the pH, but the KH is 6, so that's alright. But as you can see down the other end, they're just tending to mope about and hang there. There's something wrong, so I'm going to do a scrape and see if I can find anything parasite wise. I've been quite lucky as it happens, sort of in that respect, but I don't know, it's just bugging me. Something's not right, and there's a flick. I've just seen a flick, so that is telling me there is definitely something wrong, and I believe it's parasites. I hope you saw that. Now that's the first one I've seen. So right, I'm going to get a scrape done, get the microscope out, and we'll have a look what we got. As you can see, Chunky's just sat there. He's never usually like that, and I've had this last 2 or 3 days. So I'm going to get a scrape done today, and there he goes again. Right, so now I know where I'm going. I'm pleased I saw that come out just right. I don't know whether they have been flicking. If they have, I've missed it. So let's get it out and see what we're dealing with. Well, good morning. Well, what a to-do I've had. Now, as you will notice, well, I hope you can notice, they're all swimming round and back to normal. Sorry, we've got a giant lorry just up the road making noises. But yeah, they're all back swimming round as they should be. They're feeding properly again. Absolutely brilliant. Now, I got one out to do a scrape and found absolutely nothing. Not a parasite at all. So I thought, well, I'll try another one. So I got another koi out, did a scrape, and nothing again. So that started me scratching my head. I did notice on one of them that I took out, there was a little pink patch on the skin, which started me thinking probably bacterial. So I thought I'll take the bull by the horns and we'll go for it. So I have treated them for bacterial infection, and I put it in yesterday and they're totally different. Everybody's up and about, moving around the pond there, trying to stay out of the sun at the moment. It is quite hot here getting. It's giving 29 degrees today, so it's going to be a scorcher, but I love it when it's like that. Probably 29 is a bit hot, but I do love the sun. But they're totally different. They're up and about and they're feeding well, and I only put it in yesterday. So what did I put in? Well, the popular thing at the moment seems to be this stuff. So I thought I'd give them a go. So I put a double dose in yesterday. I mixed 4 tablets and put that in yesterday, and what a difference. Wow, total difference in the pond altogether. So we'll see how it goes. The only thing with this Virkon stuff is it is a disinfectant, so I'm going to have to keep my eye obviously on my ammonia and nitrite levels. I don't know whether it affects filter bacteria or not. I can't seem to find out, but we shall see. So I'll just give it another day and then I'll do a water test and see how my ammonia and nitrite is and see if it has affected it. But it certainly affected the fish. They're 10 times better. They're up and about, swimming around, don't seem to mind the sun. They do try to stay out of the sun a little bit, but they will swim in it and come round the pond. Everything's hunky-dory really. They're back to normal, so quite pleased about that. Quite a few are using this Virkon at the moment, so I'll see how it goes and let you guys know. I really want to get in there and give it a vaccing out. It could really do with a good vaccing out, but with all this treatment and messing about, it's not got done. It could really do with one. But we'll get this out of the way first to make sure everything goes okay, and then I'll get that sorted out. I don't know whether you can see, but our bottle brush has come out really nice this year. Loads of, I suppose you call them flowers. Let's see if I can get in and show you up close. They are actually beautiful things. They've just got gold tips on them as well. I hope you guys can see that. But that's really spectacular this year. It's come out really nice. Well pleased with that. Sun's brought all the flowers out, obviously. Or the brushes, if you call them brushes, I don't know. But really proud of that. Really come nice this year. As you can see, they're all swimming about. They're all moving about well. No flashing or flicking. But absolutely spot on. 100% improvement after 2 days. Big difference in the koi. So we'll nip to the filter house and do the water test. Flowers are coming out nice now. Garden's looking good. It's going to be really hot here today, they're giving. So I'm going to put the brolly up for the koi so they can get under there and get some shade if they need it. What have we got at the moment? As you can see, we got 29 at the moment. So it was quite humid through the night. But at the moment 29.5. So we'll see how today goes. Okay, the water test is done. They're all done and cooking, so we'll give them their allotted times and I'll be back with you. Okay, 5 minutes down the line, and that's the nitrite. There is a tiny tinge in the water. Don't know whether you can see that. Hold it up. There is a tiny tinge there, but that's had its allotted time and there's nothing there that worries me. Tiny tinge, but nothing bothering me really on the nitrites. So now we'll wait for the ammonia and the nitrate. The nitrate I can see is coming on quite strong already, so that's going to be way high again. But we'll see how the ammonia does. That's the other one that's bothering me. So we'll give that its allotted time and then I'll be back. The time is up, the allotted time. They've had 15 minutes, and as you can see I've got no ammonia whatsoever. There's no ammonia in the pond at all. The two deadly ones, the ammonia and the nitrite, are fine. My nitrate's gone up a bit really. It was down below 50, but it's come back up, so whether that is the actual treatment or whether I've just been feeding a bit more just lately because they're back up and hungry all the time, it could be down to that. But I've not put any plants in my bog filter for the simple reason I want to know if this backy shower's doing anything for the nitrates. So I've left off putting plants in there and just wanting to see what the shower's doing. So I'll give it another couple of days now, just before I treat again, because I'm going to put 2 tablets in 5 days after the initial dose. I dosed with 4, I'm going to put 2 more in a couple of days time on Monday. I'll test it just before it goes in and see how we're doing, but my nitrates are up, definitely. But ammonia and nitrite, absolutely spot on, nothing wrong with them. And like I say, I can't put the nitrate down to this chemical because mine are always quite high anyway. That was the idea of the bog filter. But I can't sort of blame that on it. I don't know, because they were down, they were below 50, but they're back up I can see, so I don't really want to do a water change, but I shall have to, just to see if I can bring them down a bit. Our tap water here is pretty good. There's no nitrate in the tap water much at all, so they're pretty good in that respect. But as far as like the important ones, the ammonia and the nitrite, hasn't affected them as far as I can see. The proof of the pudding. So we'll see how the next dose goes. I shall dose it again on Monday, like I say, and we'll go from there. I've just done a quick test on my KH, and that's at 6, which it usually is. It's usually about 6. I could buffer it up a little bit, but I don't want to mess with the water at the moment, so I'll settle for that. Well guys, as you can see we're up to 30.9, nearly 31 degrees. So the old sun is really coming down now. As you can see, I've put my brolly up, give them a bit of shade if they want it, and we'll probably find most of them under there. Yeah, most of them's under the brolly up the other end, or floating around under it. Look, they love a bit of shade from the sun, especially this type of weather. Don't forget, your koi can get sunstroke. If you've got a roof over your pond, obviously you haven't got a problem, but if your pond's open to the sun, I do advise you put them some sort of shade up. That brolly just gives them the shade if they want it. So that's them looked after. I'll have to get the fence off. I haven't got round to taking the fence off yet. Well guys, I'm out here. I'm just having a coffee last thing at night. It's about 10 o'clock I think. Just had a coffee with the koi. Just give them a little bit of feed. They'll eat that through the night, you can see on the bottom there. But all's good in the garden, everything's growing well. It's quite good really. But I'm just having a lovely relaxing cup of coffee. It's done nothing but pee down with rain for 2 days, so I'm blooming fed up with it. Let's hope it picks up a bit now. We don't want any more rain, that is a fact. The bottom of the garden was starting to get flooded. It was getting really bad down the bottom there, right down there. It was torrential today, but there you go. We don't need any more of that. Anyway guys, I'm going to bid you good night. I'll catch you all later. Right, while we're in the filter house, we'll just have a quick look. We've got 23.3 in the pond, 23.3 degrees, so reasonably warm for them. But what I want to talk about is the RDF, actually the mesh on the RDF. Now when I first built this thing, I built it with a 200 mesh, which is the 70 micron. This is what most retail RDFs come out with. That's what they usually have on, the 70 micron. So as an experiment, I got on to Steve at Anoxia and said, what about dropping it down a little bit? Can I go to 60 micron? And he said to me, well, what you want's a 325 mesh. I said, oh yeah, that'll be fine, I just want to give it a try. So he sent me the 325 mesh. I put it on, everything was fine. Now this was about 2 years ago or more. Now I went on their website when I first ordered it and had a look at the 325 mesh. Now on their website it actually states on this sheet, if you look down here, 325 mesh 54 which is 54 micron. So I naturally assumed, well, that's only 6 short. I wanted 60, so it's only 6 short, won't be too bad. Now this has been going on 2 years. Now I've no way of measuring it or knowing what it is. I just totally trusted them that it was 60 micron. That's what I was asking for. As Bob pointed out to me the other day, Kinsham Koi Pond, pop along and see Bob, nice bloke, good videos. He pointed out to me the other day, he checked up, and 325 mesh is 42 micron. So I got on to Steve at Anoxia and said, what's going on? We've been asking for a 60 micron 325 mesh and you're sending us a 325 mesh at 42 micron. And he sent back saying that's what a 325 mesh is, 42 micron. Well, we had words. We now get a mesh from somewhere else because he's made me look a complete idiot. But then again, how can I check? I can only go on what they say. But having said that, the 71 is what most of the retail RDFs come with, but I wouldn't change this mesh I've got now. I'm running a 42 micron, and it did take a little bit of sorting out for a start because I used to have to blast it off. You've seen videos of me blasting it off with my pressure washer to keep it clean. I then fitted a UV light in the back, which is turned off at the moment by the way because of the Virkon treatment. But running the UV in this system, and it's up against the back of the mesh back there, it runs along the mesh, that keeps it perfectly clean. Well, you've all seen the clarity of my water in my pond. You're not going to get a lot better than that. Because my pond's lower down It's not a raised pond, it's got no cover, and there's bushes hanging over it all over the place. There's obviously bits floating about on the top, which can't be helped with a pond like that. The clarity of the water is first rate. I mean, I can show you the clarity of my water here, hopefully. And that's it coming through the upflow filter. I mean, it's spot on. You can see it in the protein skimmer there. The protein skimmer is not running obviously, but you can see the quality of it there. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't want to go back to 70 mesh. Now I've got this one sorted out, I mean, I hardly ever touch it now. That UV light in the back there is keeping this totally clean. I haven't touched that mesh in there for 2 months, 3 months, and then it was only just to give the inside a blast. I do get bits of algae stuck on the outlet chute, so I just blast them off, but as for cleaning the mesh, I don't. I wouldn't change. If this mesh got a hole or something in it, or something happened to it, I would replace it with the 42 micron 365 mesh. It's spot on as far as I'm concerned. My grief was, why didn't they tell me this? But there you go, I just thought I'd better make you guys aware of it. Like I say, Bob at Kinsham Koi, he pointed it out to me. I just trusted Anoxia Limited. But there you go, I wouldn't change it now. Just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys. I cocked up. I should have checked up more probably. So thanks to Bob, I'm pleased he did. At least I know what I'm running now. Well, this is day 4 of the treatment, and they're all absolutely flying about all over the place. Totally different fish. Well lively, shooting about. I think I've spooked them a little bit because I haven't got my blue jumper on. They like me in my blue jumper, they come to me then, but I think they're recognising me, they're coming up. But yeah, totally different, shooting about all over the place, really lively. The males are chasing everybody, male or female. Totally different fish altogether. So what it'll be tomorrow is I'll check my water parameters again, make sure everything's okay, and then it'll be the second dose, just a normal dose, 2 tablets, see how things go. But they are well chasing about and shooting about and pretending to spawn. They're not spawning, they're just lively and chasing each other around really, but totally different to what they were, absolutely. Here they come. I think they're realising it's me. I've got a red jumper on today, so they probably haven't seen that one before. They do go with the colour of what you're wearing. But yeah, I'll just put another dose in tomorrow and see how things go again. Like I say, I'll check my water parameters again tomorrow, but everything seems okay, so no problems with it at the moment. You can see them all there, look, chasing each other in that corner. Really lively this morning. Back to the normal old selves. But yeah, don't see any problems with it at the moment. All seems to be going really well. But you can tell the difference in them. Back to how they should be. They're giving a sunny day here today. It peed down yesterday. Rain all day, so nothing got done at all. But today they're giving us decent weather, bit of sunshine, and coming warmer in the week again. Not back to the sort of temperatures that we had in the 30s, but 27s we're going to get up to again next week. So yeah, and that's after the dose of Virkon. It's morning, about 9:30, 10 o'clock time, and as you can see they're well active. So the second dose will go in tomorrow. Anyway guys, that's about it from me. I will let you know in the next video how everything goes and how it all works out. So all it leaves me to say is you all take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and as always, happy ponding.